right into it, man. So, welcome. Keep It Thorough Thursdays. Episode 33. This
33.
episode, Scottie Pippen numbers out here. You know what I'm saying? This episode, we're gonna be talking about improving your time management, which is extremely important. Very good topic. I think everything in your life revolving around success is a result of you properly managing your time, right?
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and kick off the introductions. It's your boy E Double.
What's up, good people? Cedric Lavelle, and episode 33 weeks in, 33 weeks of content, 33 weeks of doing this thing consistently.
Time management.
Time management, man. Hey, bro, I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? Just on this topic alone, we can kind of go on and on just about, you know, the day-to-day and making certain that we contribute to something collectively to give to you all. You know what I'm saying? And we take a lot of pride in doing this. You know what I'm saying? And also just being able to still maintain our day-to-day lives, you know, as fathers, as husbands, you know, as providers and all these things.
Business owner, employee,
yeah, all of that. Entrepreneurs, and you know, it takes time. it takes dedication. It takes a different type of individual to really go at something consistently and do it with a spirit of enjoyment, you know, and looking at it as an enjoyment and not just a task. You know what I'm saying? Not just something that you just check off on your list, but you know, really embracing that process. So yeah, man, we excited about this topic. Excited about the content creators, excited about some of the talking points, and hopefully that you all find some sort of benefit out of our experiences. You feel me?
Yeah, 100%. Hey, and before we kick this off, as always, there's a link in the bio that links you to all of our previous kits. So 33 isn't up yet, but it'll be up shortly after we finish this live. So kits 1 through 32 are up right now. And then all of our lives are listed on the Keep It Thorough. That boy Double. What's up, Loco? But all of our videos are also on the Instagram page, so you can go back and reference, right? And if you actually watch the video and pull up the kit, it's actually pretty dope because you can see the talking points and illustrations of what we'll be talking about. Any recommendations, references, all those good things. So yeah, moving on, man. So sticking to the plan. Why add structure to the day? Go on, kick us off. Say why do you need structure in your day?
Why you need structure in your day? You want results. You know what I'm saying? You want results. You want to achieve goals. You want to do anything that leads to a favorable outcome. You got to have structure. You got to know where your time is going, where you're investing your time at, who you're investing your time in. All those things matter. All those things matter. We all have 24 hours in a day. We've all heard that saying before. We all have 24 hours in a day.
But let's like stress that, right? We all have the same 24 hours in a day. 24. And me and Seth talked about this before we did this episode, right? And obviously there's differences, right? Like from where somebody may start. Like we all don't start with the same amount of resources, right? And the same amount of I'll just use the term resources, right? Absolutely. But one thing that we all do have is the same 24 hours in a day. So just because you didn't start at the same place as somebody else is an excuse. At the end of the day, we all got the same 24 hours in a day. So I just wanted to stress that.
Absolutely. And on that part too, because I know before we got on this live, we was having a conversation about that. And here's one thing that I've recognized about time. You know what I'm saying? And how we spend our time and what we do within that 24 hours and what people have to recognize as it relates to time. Anytime that you wanted to achieve something, anytime that you wanted to pursue something, a goal, a vision, a dream, an aspiration, whatever it is that you want to use or whatever words you want to use, there's going to be a period of time where you're going to go through a process. There's going to be something that you're going to have to do, to endure, to commit to sacrifice to, in order to fulfill whatever that is, whatever it is that you're searching for, whatever it is that you're pursuing. And in that process, right, within those 24 hours in your day, you're learning things. You're progressing towards better, as I would put it. And as you progress towards better, that gives you an opportunity to be beneficial. And what that means is you now have an opportunity, and I say as an obligation, to take everything that you've learned and share what you know. You know what I'm saying? If you've listened to a lot of our lives in the past, Eric and I always talk about, you know, the purpose of life. You know, why are we here? Certain things that we want to do. And we believe that, you know,
and your personal purpose. What are you
right,
looking to accomplish? Like, what is your goal? What are you working towards, and aligning to those things?
absolutely. And when doing so, what you're able to do now is go through a process. And that process has the opportunity and the ability to resonate with so many other people. You know what I'm saying? It becomes your message, it becomes your story. And now you have the privilege of sharing that story, of sharing your progress towards bear, sharing the value of the experiences that you went through, with the hopes and with the intent of encouraging somebody and saying, hey, I had 24 hours in a day. I just made the decision and the choice to make certain that I use my 24 hours in the most effective way as I could. I maximize every minute of my day. You know what I'm saying? And so when it comes to adding structure to your day, it leads to success. But most importantly, it gives you the opportunity to see what works and what doesn't. It gives you the opportunity to see, okay, am I making progress or am I not? It gives you an opportunity to see, okay, I know 2 months ago, this is what I said I was going to do. 2 months later, either, yes, I fulfilled that obligation or achieved that goal, or I'm still behind. You know what I'm saying? And so if you're structuring your day and you're able to physically see what it is that you're contributing your time to, it's going to either allow you to meet your objectives, or it's going to allow you to see what opportunities were missed. You know what I'm saying? And so obviously what you want to know is there's no refunds on time. You know what I'm saying? So you have to pay attention on how you spend it, how you spend your time, the areas that you spend your time in, the people who you spend your time with, what you do when nobody else is watching. You know, it's in a sense where you have to have integrity when it comes to time. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, ain't nobody watching me, so I ain't gonna get that much effort on this, or I ain't gonna put the time in on this. But it shows in the end. You know what I'm saying? It'll show if you properly prepared. You know what I'm saying? If you took the time to prepare accordingly for whatever it is that you wanted to do, or if you get into a position where you get exposed because you didn't put the time in, you know, to really,
opportunity comes and you're
you
not
ain't ready.
prepared. Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
you're not
you know.
prepared. You're not ready
And
for it.
and,
You
and
know,
we there's another saying, right? Like, time is money, right? But to your point, said there's no refunds on time. No, you can get a refund
absolutely.
with money. You know what I mean? So, but the way you manage your time should be similar to how you manage your money, though. Time is the most valuable asset, and I don't even think that's up for debate, right?
Yeah,
Money is a very important asset, but time is the most important asset. You can get money back, you never can get time back. But just like money, if you don't budget and you just out here recklessly spending, then you don't know how much money you got. You like
right.
you know what I mean? You're gonna struggle on your bills. You gonna have financial problems. You're gonna fall into debt. You're gonna have these various issues, right? And time is very similar, right? If you're not keeping track of your time, if you're not managing your time, you're gonna run into time deficits. You're gonna be late to things. You're not gonna meet obligations. You're
There you
not going
go.
to be able to, accomplish the goals that you had because you're not properly managing your time. So the way you manage your time is very similar to how you should be managing your money. You budget your money, you know what I mean? You should manage your time. You
Manage your
should
time.
have, and that's where the structure, right? Why is it important to add structure to the day? That's why it's important, because without a budget, you don't know how to you're not managing your money properly. And without structuring your day, you're not managing your
Managing your
time
time
properly.
properly. Simple
So
as
it's
that.
very, very, very important.
Absolutely, bro. But structure. You want structure to your day. You want to manage your time appropriately. And that's what leads to the result. You know what I'm saying? That provides you direction. It gives you the clarity that you need, and ultimately the success that you want to see. So add structure.
Hey, 1,000%. All right, so cool. Next segment, right? The watch list. So paying attention is worth the investment. So when you're paying attention to the way you're spending your time, right, which is uh, kind of a bar there when we talking about money, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. But when you're paying attention to the way you spending your time, you become more efficient with your time management, right? And you improve your time management. And like, so what are some examples of poor management of time versus and like kind of ways to improve that time management, right? And so we'll give some examples. So limiting your time on things that are not beneficial to your purpose and increasing time in those areas that are, right? So if I got my cousin on here, Leslie Moore, right? So Leslie is a comedian, right? Very good at comedy. If he's trying to invest more time and energy into comedy and wants to be a comedian, then that's where a lot of his time efforts should go, right?
Right.
Like things that aren't aligning with that goal should be minimized and pushed to the side. And things that align with that goal should be priority. Or say somebody else, right? Like if you're a musician or if you are an entrepreneur or business owner, if you're trying to open up a business, then you need to make sure that things that are beneficial to you and your purpose, you're investing more time in that, and things that are not, you're minimizing the time in those things. And now a good example of that is social media, right? Social media is very entertaining, very easy to get lost in the sauce. You click on a TikTok video, and the next thing you know, you've been sitting there watching them for 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? Laughing,
Right.
watching dances, whatever the hell you're doing, right? But social media is a leading cause of wasted time. You know what I'm saying? That 2 hours you spent sitting there scrolling through social media, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, whatever, none of that shit is productive. It's literally for entertainment. That's what it's for. You could have spent 2 hours watching a YouTube video on a course, reading a book, actually perfecting your craft. You know what I mean? Whatever, you know what I mean, the case it is you're trying to do. Um, if you're a real estate investor searching for properties or whatever the case, whatever fields you're in, you could have spent that 2 hours doing something that benefits that craft, right? Instead of social media. So being mindful of those things. And then
Right.
there's actually tools out there, right? Apple has implemented on their phones the little time limit feature where you can set a time limit on the amount of time you spend on social media on certain apps and all those types of things. You know what I'm saying? So if it's hard for you to set that phone down and you find it difficult to uh, properly manage that time, then utilize those things. You know what I'm saying? Put it.
Let me comment on that too. So I think it's beneficial and it's useful to recognize certain things that are going on in the environment or being aware of what's happening, right?
Yeah.
And so you mentioned Apple with this feature on the phone to help individuals manage their time or be more effective or be aware, right, of how much time they're using with the platform or how much time they're using on an application, right? And obviously Apple is a $1 trillion company. They do a lot of research and development. They know a lot about their market and the people that they target and things like this. So it's rather not necessarily odd or convenient, but it should be apparent to anybody. Okay, if they're putting this feature on the phone and they're saying, hey, people who have time management issues, use this feature to help you, right?
Exactly.
It should go to say that a lot of people are challenged when it comes to managing time effectively. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people need to be coached. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
need strategies or certain things that you can implement within
Or
your
assist.
day
You know
to
what I
do
mean?
that.
Help. Whatever, you know what I mean, verbiage you want to
Yeah.
use. But no, absolutely. I think that definitely speaks to the importance of time management and for them to implement that and utilize it on your phone. It helps. You know what I'm saying? Now, something else. Without a calendar, a planner, or some sort of schedule, it is extremely difficult to be efficient. Just period, point blank. Like say for instance, you go on or let's use work as an example. If you work in any office environment, or not, you don't even got to work in an office environment. If you work in any environment, like where it's kind of where it's professional and it's not just some random stuff. Typically, there's meetings of some sort. There's deadlines, whatever the case may be, and that's why at work you use a Outlook calendar. You use team meetings. You use things to remind you, to give you updates, to help you keep track. Right? It's for that very reason, to add structure, as we talked about in the first slide, and to properly manage. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you're not going to remember everything. Period, point blank. Like, so if you go through your life, your real life, not your work life, just trying to remember everything and not writing things down, not scheduling things, not planning things, then it's impossible to be efficient. It's literally impossible, because what's going to happen, and I know this happens to people all the time, you promise something to somebody, right? Like somebody's birthday's coming up, or I don't know, you maybe going out of town is a bad example because people typically remember those types of things. But you just promise. You say it's two friends' birthday. One friend having a party on Friday. Two friends having a party on Friday at the same time. If that ain't something that you document, you might forget. You know what I mean? Like, oh damn, I'm double booked. I can't do both of these.
I
You know
can't
what
make
I'm saying?
both of them. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or you just forget about things. Your girlfriend, your wife, or whatever tell you something that's like a little timeout. Your son got a dentist appointment on the 5th at 9 o'clock. If you don't document that, you might forget that. That might slip your mind, especially if you're a busy person and you juggling a million things. That's why having some sort of calendar, schedule, something that you're using to manage your time is extremely efficient, is extremely important when it comes to being efficient, right?
It is.
And then another very, 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 very important thing, which I say is second to social media, because social media is the #1 cause of wasted time, but this is a big one as well, is surround yourself with people who value their time and they're being productive. Don't spend your time with people who are not doing productive things. If all they want to do is hang out, go to the club, chill, if that's all they do, don't spend time. Don't spend a lot of time. I'm not gonna say don't spend no time with those people, because we all deserve some leisure. You know what I mean? We all want, but to quote the famous podcast, earn your leisure, right? Work hard, put the work in to be able to deserve that relaxing time. You know what I'm saying? But most of your time should not be with those people. Those should be the times where you want to go out and you want to celebrate, have a good time, hang out, chill. But most of your time should be being productive. Right. Period. So if you find yourself, for those in your circle, to be extremely unproductive, not doing certain things, you need to remove yourself from the people, because you are the company you keep. And the closer you are to them, the easier it is for you to get pulled in. You know what I'm saying? So create some separation and some distance.
Let me comment on that real quick too, Eric.
Yeah, go ahead.
When it comes to the people that you surround yourself with and valuing your time, you know, I told you before we started talking about this particular episode how I was looking at was it a podcast, or maybe it was the heart to heart video, whatever it was, but you know, they were talking about time on with Kevin Hart. I think he was talking with Jay-Z or something like that. And I think he was on the Pivot, the podcast. He was talking about him and The Rock, whatever. But anyway, the point of me saying that was they were talking about time and how, you know, how people spend their time at this level, you know what I'm saying, of success is totally different to how people who, you know, are aspiring to get there, or even people who aren't, you know, in that realm, or have no aspirations to be, or just, you know, live life day by day, right? And so you get into a situation a lot of times where you may be progressing and moving towards something, and you're pursuing something, and you're so focused on it, and you're disciplined, and you're putting the necessary energy and effort and time into doing this thing, right? And there's people that's in your circle who don't understand that.
Exactly.
They don't really recognize the reasoning behind what you're doing, or it doesn't really resonate with them, or
to them, you're standoffish. You don't ever want to hang out.
right,
You
you don't
don't
want to be
never want to.
around me, like
Yeah,
you
like
don't
dude, like what's up with said? He don't never want to. And it's like, nah, bro, what's up with you? You know
right,
what I'm saying? Like I got to go. I got, you know what I
right,
mean? And Jay-Z spoke to that though, right? Jay-Z made the comment that not everybody, and I'm paraphrasing here, I don't remember the exact quote, but he said something along the lines of, not everybody matures past a certain level, right? Like
yeah,
some people are stuck at 15, 16. Some people are stuck at 17, 18. And even though they may be 30, 40 years old, whatever, that's not where their mind's at. They're not on that growth mindset. They're not on that progressing towards better, on being beneficial. They're just in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Which is a very dangerous place to be. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're trying to build and grow and family and all that. When you're young, cool, be in the moment, enjoy it. You know what I mean? Enjoy your youth. But as you grow up and become an adult, it's very important to plan for the future. You know what I mean? And be two
absolutely,
steps ahead, not in the moment. That's not a good place to be. But yeah, I know what interview you was talking about.
yeah,
But yeah, not yeah, my bad. Go ahead.
no. But I was gonna say it's okay to be selfish with your time. You know what I'm saying? Like don't put yourself in a situation where you feel like you have to battle between sides. Like, okay, do I want to put time here, or do I want to accommodate what this person needs, right? But if that person
I'll get you some
can
water, boy. You over there.
can align with can align, got boy getting dry mouth over here.
Boy, clear that throat.
Feel like I'm going through puberty all over again.
Hey, excuse us while we go through a regularly scheduled program.
Hey, but no, if that person can align with you, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to your vision or your goals or what you're aspiring to do, you know, those are the type of people that you have to just minimize that time with. You know what I'm saying? Like you really have to separate yourself, not in a negative way, but if it has to come to that and you gotta, you know what I'm saying, X them out, it is what it is.
If you got to cut
But
ties, you got to cut ties, man. And
hey, it
there's
be
a
like that
reason.
sometimes.
The more successful you become, the more you realize why people say it's lonely at the top, right? And why everybody can't go. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not equally yoked. Everybody isn't on the same accord. It isn't on the same mental capacity, same mental space. Everybody doesn't want to be great. You know what I mean? Everybody doesn't want to be efficient. Some people are cool with mediocre. Some people are cool with where they are. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But if that does not align with what you want, with who you want to be, with what you're trying to do, then you have to make the conscious decision to move accordingly. You know what I mean? So minimize your time. You ain't got to cut them off. They still can be your boys. You can still make time for them because you have very good time management skills, right? But that you need to minimize that time and put time into things that are beneficial and that are going to benefit you, your goals, your purpose, period. You know what I'm
All
saying?
that.
But yeah, so and I guess to round out the watch list, right? Things that you're paying attention to and watching with time management. There are countless things throughout the day that deserve your attention, and many that don't. Be able to notice the difference. It's just that simple. Being able to notice the difference, um, and properly choose how you delegate your time is the difference maker. Period, point blank. That's the difference between successful people and non-successful people. If I had to put it into a sentence, those that can properly separate the things that deserve their time and the things that don't. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. So now moving on, right? So perfecting time. What are so we told you what the importance of time management, right? And why structure is important. We gave examples of things that are not productive to your time management and things that are somewhat productive. But what do you receive, right? What is
Right.
the benefit of perfecting time management,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
And getting good at time management. I'm gonna let you kick us off, Sid.
All right. Man, so we got four different talking points that we're gonna go over, and this is basically the benefits of better management, right? So one, better goal setting. So when you align your goals with the structure of your day, this will ensure that you have designated time to contribute to what you want to achieve. And so basically, what happens is if you're wanting to achieve a goal, right, and you're wanting to make certain that you're putting forth the necessary time, the energy, the efforts, the thoughts, the creativity, the strategy, all that takes time. And in order to do that, you're going to have to structure your day, as we talked about in the beginning, and then you're going to want to align your goals with how your day is structured. And you want to do that from a 24-hour standpoint, right? Like you want to schedule your day. If you ever played sports, I know when I was playing sports, we had an itinerary that we would get before every game. And basically, with that itinerary, it'll show you every, you know what I'm saying, every time that you're doing whatever it is. At this time, you're doing this. At this time, you're doing that. What's up? What's up, Jamel, my boy on here? At this time, you're doing this. And at this time, you're doing that, right? And so whenever you see that time, you know, okay, I'm supposed to be doing this at this time, right? I'm supposed to be getting my pads on at this time. Okay, we're supposed to be walking the field at this time. So if you're doing that from that standpoint, you definitely want to do that from a standpoint of you structuring your day and wanting to achieve a goal, right? So you're looking at your day and you're seeing, okay, I know from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., that's the time that I'm supposed to be doing learning and development. So I'm reading and I'm looking at any type of resources that can benefit me in the goals that I want to achieve, right? I know after 12, from 12 to 6, I have to do X, Y, and Z for my kids and this, that, and the third. There it is, right there.
Breaking
Time,
it down.
time. You know what I'm saying? So you look at your day from 24 hours, from when you lay your head down on your bed to when you wake up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And then before you go to sleep, you look at your planner, you look at your calendar, you look at the notes in your phone, see how you did throughout the day with accomplishing certain things, but just to set yourself up mentally for the next day and prepare, right? And so now when you wake up in the morning, you know what your day looks like. You know what I'm saying? You know how your day is
And
starting.
and I wanna add on to that, right? So first and foremost, I want to give kudos to Sid. So I had been looking for something to manage my time for a while. I'm not a big fan of like just using
Eric,
the
make sure you
calendar.
say that you fancy and you wanted something that was digitally.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't a fan of like just using my calendar and my phone. Like I
Nah, for
actually,
sure.
I'm gonna tell y'all what I wanted, and somebody need to create this, or I need to create it myself. They have variations of this, but not exactly what I wanted. I wanted a big digital calendar that I can put in my office that I can walk up to and like write, you know what I mean? Write out my stuff and like check it off and like kind of like a digital whiteboard, but a
Yeah.
calendar, like for like a planner, right? And that nobody had anything that was what I was looking for, right? So anyway, I talked to Seth about it. Said old fashioned with it, you know what I mean? He got him a good old fashioned planner.
I do.
And I was anti this, right? Because I didn't want to write it down. Like even my bills, I write my bills down on my computer with my pen and shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, I didn't want a regular planner, but I said it was on me. I broke down and I did it. One of the best things I could have ever did, man. And to his point about properly planning your day, this is the thing about it. Even if you're not 100% on hitting everything that you have planned, you're only being inefficient for certain segments because you can catch back up, right? So let me give you an example.
Absolutely.
Say from 6 to 7, you're supposed to work out, right? And then from you get home, you hop a shower, you know what I mean? You ain't gotta put I gotta get in the shower. Typically what I do is blocks where I'm doing things. So like me transit, driving from a place to place, I don't put all that. But I
Right.
got like the time that I get up and wake up and then I start work. And there's a gap in between there where I get in the shower, take my kids to daycare, all that. But so say as the day progresses, say if from 5 to 6, I'm supposed to do this. But say I get caught up where I'm doing something else. Okay, cool. But then that lasts a little longer. I missed that little block of time, but now I know from 8 to 9, I'm supposed to read. So yeah, I missed this little segment where I was supposed to do this, but then I can catch back up and I can read my book. Or say, let me not do it on the work day. Let me give an example of like the weekend. Say throughout the weekend, you work out in the morning, you do some yard work, you working on your business plan from a set time, so on and so forth, right? Say you oversleep. Say you stayed up later than you were supposed to. You was tired. You wanted to get some sleep, so you missed your workout session. Cool. Most people like, damn, they feel bad throughout the day. Like I should have took my ass to the gym. I didn't work out, whatever. Cool. You can pick up where you left off. You at 10 a.m. you had planned that you was gonna set 2 hours aside for your business goals. So cool. Catch back up. From 10 to 12, you working on them business goals.
Yeah, it is.
From, you know what I mean, 1 to 3, you was gonna go to the park with your kids or whatever the case may be. From 5 to 6, you had whatever the case, but y'all get my point. It makes you more productive even in those times where you may fall off a little bit, because it's some accountability where you can pick it back up instead of it just being a wasted day. You know what I'm saying?
You still got time to get more wins in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. As opposed to, you know what I mean, it just being a terrible day. So it's gonna make you more productive all around, even if you don't get perfect at it right away. You know what I'm saying? Which is extremely, extremely important, man. So that was the point that I just wanted to make and give you kudos, right? With pushing me really to go ahead and adopt, you know what I mean, the old-fashioned grandma way, of timekeeping. You heard what I'm saying?
What's the old-fashioned grandma way?
The old way, the old-fashioned grandma way. Hey, but it worked. It worked. Hey, what they say, bro? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's been working for me. It's working for you. There it is.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I don't know about the grandma part.
Hey, shout out to Cam in this thing. Shout out to my cousin. This boy downstairs. I told him to sit in here. I'd have shot him out. He could have hopped on camera for 2 seconds, but he wanted to sit down.
That boy downstairs.
That boy chilling, lounging, feet kicks up. Right? In the same house, like on the other wing. You know what I'm saying? No, let me stop.
Hey, long
yeah,
runs.
But
anyway, goal setting, right? So make certain that you plan out your day. H-Time, yeah, my dog. You know what I'm saying? Plan out your day and align your goals with how you structure your day. You know what I'm saying? Line item by line item. I want to achieve this goal. This what needs to be done. This what time I'm committing to it, right? So then when you have better goal setting, better accountability, right? And so Eric just kind of touched on that, but we're going to elaborate on it just a little bit more. But better accountability. So be more responsible for your actions that are unproductive. This will show you where your time isn't producing results, right? So if you want to be accountable for your time and how you're utilizing your time and how you're managing your time, when you structure out your day and you look at these areas, right? Especially if you're doing analysis at the end of the day, like, you know what? I didn't get this done, nor this. I didn't get this done because I was sitting here talking with such and such, and she was.
I was on Facebook.
I was sitting here on Facebook, looking at Davis doing whoop de woo and all this other stuff. But you know, you see the areas where you're spending most of your time, or where you're being unproductive, or you're not as effective as you would like to be. And so as you do that and you manage that time and you see those areas where you're struggling, you say, okay, I know usually at this time I get a little laxed, or I take my foot off the gas a little bit. So instead of me doing a whole hour of goofing off, I'm just gonna give myself 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously you want progress. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to cut yourself off from everything. You want to make all these moves progressive. Like you want to take
and a whole bunch of little moves. That's an inside joke. You don't know.
You know
but a whole bunch of little
steps
changes lead out to big.
Hey,
you know big things, right?
Bunch of little steps, little pieces that you put in there to the puzzle, right?
Hey, and to add on to that, right? And this is funny. So my cousin that's on here, Dre, who's in H-Town right now. So I work out. And so I work out a minimum of 5 days a week. Some say I work out 8 days a week, but we ain't even gonna get into that. I work out a minimum of 5 days a week, sometimes more. But Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I get up at 5:30, work out at 6:15 to 7. Tuesday, Thursday, get up at 6, work out from about 6:15, 6:30 to about 7:15, 7:30. I told my cousin last night, I'm like, come to the gym, you know, I'm gonna work out. He was, you know what I mean? Was on a flight, he was kind of tired. He's like, no, I probably ain't gonna be able to go. So this morning I woke up, I stayed up with him a little late. It was a challenge this morning. I ain't gonna lie to you, but it's so embedded in me now, like I gotta get up and go. It don't matter if I don't get my sleep. I gotta go. So I go, knock out my workout, come home, hop in the shower, then took my kids to daycare, came back, worked for a couple hours. I go holler at him. It's like 10 o'clock. He like, damn, cuz you already went and worked out? I'm like, man, I've been up for 4 hours already, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't work out, got in the shower, took my kids to daycare.
Came
I
back.
had 3 meetings so far already today. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know, and that's that time management though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the strength of it, you know? And like the older I get, to be honest with you, the more I realize how important it is to go to sleep at a decent hour and get up earlier because you're more productive earlier in the day throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? Versus I used to be a night owl. I used to stay up. And even though I was productive at night and doing things, I was sluggish. I wasn't my full energy self, right?
Yeah.
So I was being productive, but not as productive as I could have been if it would have been earlier in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, very, very, very important. You got anything else on accountability, said?
Nah, bro, you take the last two.
All right, bet. So the last two, better clarity. You want to have better clarity, or let me say it this way: perfecting timing and proper time management gives you better clarity, right?
Yeah.
You want to know your intentions for the day and what has to get done. I think want to put emphasis on what has to get done, right? This allows you to prioritize tasks and meet deadlines you set. So again, by having a calendar and having a planner and having, you know, some way of scheduling and tracking, you can look and put a priority on those things that are most important. So in the event, you know, something comes along where you got to skip something last minute, you can move things around to make sure those things that are most important to you gets done, and those other things can be pushed off if need be. And then the last one is better attitude. So gain a feeling of completion and control of what goes on. This lessens the chances of being overwhelmed and living chaotic, right? We all gonna go through rough times, hard times. Said talked about this earlier in the conversation. Whenever you have a goal or aspiration or whatever words you want to put on it, and you're putting everything you got into it, eventually you're gonna hit some roadblocks. Some's gonna be difficult. We dealing with life, you dealing with spouses, you dealing with children, you dealing with your job, whatever the case may be. It's very important to have a good attitude, right? And to be mindful of your attitude and not get dragged down and get caught up in the chaos. You know what I'm saying? Like being laser focused. I'm a firm believer. I think I said this before. We 33 episodes in, so I'm pretty sure I done said this. I'm a firm believer in the law of averages, right? So to me, when there's a lot of bad going on, that means a lot of good is coming around the corner, right? And the same with a lot of good, right? When I see a lot of good is coming, I feel like some bad is coming around the corner because everything kind of balances and averages out, right? So when you hit those rough patches in your life where, you know what I mean, things getting a little chaotic, it's just very important to have a positive attitude. You know what I mean? There was something that we talked about before in another episode. I gotta find a study and link it. They say when you're in those situations where you're mad, you're frustrated, you're angry, forcing yourself to smile does something to your your subconscious, your body, like just forcing yourself to smile, as uncomfortable as it may feel or as mad as you are, it'll break that negative, you know what I mean, vibe, energy that you got and kind of help put you in somewhat of a better mood, you know? Because we're responsible for our moods and attitudes at the end of the day. I know some people don't like to take accountability for the way they feel. Other people don't make you feel away. You make yourself feel away. You took whatever they said the way you chose to take it and feel how you chose to feel. Don't nobody else control your emotions. You do. That's why they call it your emotions. But yeah, being mindful of that attitude. Very important to have a positive attitude. Don't knock us out with them final thoughts, Sid.
Final thoughts. So time is constant and preparation is key to maximizing the value of every moment. improve at how you address your day, and you can live more progressively and productively. So whatever way you address your day, that's how you're able to live more productively and progressively. Whatever you're wanting to do throughout your day and how you go about doing that, it makes a difference, right? And like E was just talking about with having a better attitude, but having a positive attitude when you're dealing with certain things, you want to have control over your day, right? And you want to have that feeling of completion. That's going to lead to being progressive. That's going to lead to being productive. I know a lot of times when people go throughout their day and they got to do this thing, they got to take the kids here, they got to focus on this, they got to do this, and there's so many things that are pulling your attention. It can get overwhelming at times, right? It can be challenging at times. It can be difficult. You can struggle in certain areas, but this is why we're talking about time, because there's benefit when you're able to visually see what needs to get done and what doesn't have to get done right now. What's a priority and what's not really a priority? Or what time can you potentially squeeze something in just simply by you knowing that, you know what, I know typically around 1:30 to 2:30, I don't really be having too much going on. Let me do this. Let me do blah, 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 whatever the case is at this time, opposed to putting it off or feeling like I don't have the opportunity to do it, right? If you're looking at your day from, like I said in the beginning, 24 hours, you're going to see some gaps in your day, right? You're going to see some areas where you say, you know what, instead of me doing nothing at this time, or instead of me waking up at this time, let me get up at this time, and that's going to give me at least an extra hour to do whatever it is, right? And like he was saying too, all you got to do is just take little steps. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of
A
progress.
little bit.
Make a little bit of gains towards something.
Hey, look, just have a little plan. You know what
Just
I'm saying?
little bit of planning in there. But what it allows you to do is build up on your momentum. You know what I'm saying? And time is about habit. Time is about momentum. And as you get better and more efficient at how you go about doing things, then you're going to see some of the fruits of your labor. Then you're going to see some gains. You're going to see some progress. You're going to start seeing some success, right? You're going to start seeing some things produce results. And then it's going to become habit to you. It's going to be second nature to you. And you're going to be going through your day like, okay, I know I got to do this at this time. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to do this. Like you're facilitating and managing your day. You know what I'm saying? Just like, you know, the dude who leads the orchestra, you know, you hear and doing all this, and but you have a
Putting it
handle.
together.
You have a handle on everything. It doesn't seem so chaotic. It doesn't seem overwhelming. Yes, a lot, or you have quite a few different things that you have to do, but when you're planning it day by day, and you're looking at it from a daily perspective and a weekly perspective, and you're looking at it from a full month perspective, it's like, you know what? I have enough time. You know what I'm saying? And it's all about just changing your mindset and the way you approach.
And you know you got enough time, because we can go back to what we talked about at the beginning of this call. We all got the same 24 hours in a day. So if X, Y, and Z been able to do it and be successful and accomplish what they've been able to accomplish, why can't you?
Right. And you got to think about it like that too. Like you have, and I think it was the last episode we were talking about this, about eliminating excuses, right? And there's
no excuse is a good excuse.
No excuses. There's so many areas of opportunity to insert or interject an excuse. Ah, man, I ain't had no time. Or I such and such did this, and the third. But you have to make a way, right? And you have to go through that process, the struggle, the sacrifice, the chaos, the ugly parts, the things that you don't want to do, the things that you've been putting off for the longest. You have to embrace that. You have to go through that. And again, like I said in the beginning, all those things are beneficial to you. And not only beneficial to you, they're beneficial to somebody else who may be experiencing the same exact thing. It may need to hear your story, or may need to hear the strategies that you created through your process to help them out, right? To get them over the hump, to get them to the next phase of their growth and of their life. That may be on you, right? And so instead of you saying, I don't have enough time, or making the excuses why you can or why you can't do something, make the sacrifice, plan it out, strategize, structure your day. You know what I'm saying? Put those goals in there and see where you have time to contribute, And then from there, just embrace everything that happens, right? Life happens for you. You know what I'm saying? And everything that happens as you endure is for you. But you just have to take the right mindset towards it and turn it into something that's going to be beneficial to you. You know what I'm saying? And so that's it, right? Manage your time, improve your time management, see the fruits of your labor, embrace the process and the moments, and share everything that you can to help the next person.
1,000%. And just to be clear, right? When we talk about managing your time, perfecting your timing, looking at your whole 24 hours, planning out your day, that doesn't mean plan something for every hour of your day, right? Planning for free time is still planning
Important.
your day,
Yes,
right?
yes.
You know, so go ahead and plan
Free
downtime,
time, family time,
but
time with your
but
wife,
it's
kids, whatever.
planned
You're
though,
right,
right? It's planned, which means it's not wasted time. You
right.
accounted time in your schedule to relax. So that's what you're doing. That's not wasted time, right? So just wanna emphasize that point so y'all don't think, oh, I'm just supposed to work
Just work, work, work,
from
work,
the time I
work.
wake up to the time I go to sleep. Nah, you don't. You just want to make sure you plan your day, you know? But yeah, hey, said close this out. Hey, I just want to say this, man. Everybody who joined the live, we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Hopefully this was great content. Y'all enjoyed the content. We 33 episodes in, 33 weeks in. We've been getting a lot of positive feedback. I said it once, I said it a million times. We got a lot of things coming. For those of y'all that don't know, there's a link in the bio to all of our kits, 1 through 32. 33 will be on there within the next 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. And you can go, look back through our kits, and then our Instagram page have all of our episodes that you can go back through and watch. So yeah, appreciate y'all. And until next time, if you don't do nothing else, keep it thorough. We'll
Keep it
holler at you.
thorough. Till next time. Peace.